Okay guys, the next step, step 2, is we want to create a white face on this side. So what we need to do, instead of just shifting, in order to create the face, we need the 4 pieces up, down, side to side. We need them first, and then we apply the diagonal pieces. But one thing that we need to be careful is, notice how this is blue with an orange center. This is red with a green center. We need this piece, the piece closest to the bottom, to whatever white strip we need it to match, just these 2 pieces. So since this is a blue piece, we need a blue piece here. So what do? We just twist the cube until we find a blue piece, and then we slide it 180 degrees, and we have this piece, and now we have these 2 pieces lined up. So next we have red, we have green. So since the green one's already how we want it, we have a green piece here and we have a green center here. We apply the same rules, 180 degrees. So now we have these, now we just need these 2. So from here, we can't, like I said, we can't just slide it over. We need to match this with the orange. So how do we do it? We just slide it over. Now we have an orange piece with matched up to the white. So we do 180 degrees. So now we have 3, and now we just need this piece. So how do we do it? It's already matched up for us, the red with the red center, so 180 degrees. Now we have a white cross on top. And now, whenever you're solving the cube, especially when you're speed solving it, you need to check before you move on to the next step. You need to check, are all the white strips lined up? So white, orange, orange, white, blue, blue, white, red, red, white, green, green. And since in this case they're all lined up, we can proceed to the next step, which is to plug in the diagonal pieces in. If you're speed cubing and you realize that one of these is not lined up, then you need to redo the first step. You need to redo the step because you're not going to get a solve if you don't have this set up the way it's supposed to be. So how do we solve it? I showed you on my previous video. So here's another thing you need to pay attention to. We can't just, even though this is a diagonal piece, and I showed on previous video, you twist it like this. We can't do that. That doesn't work. So I'm going to undo that. And let me tell you why. So pay attention to here. This piece is, you need to pay attention to this piece is white. So it could fit here. You need to pay attention to the other 2 pieces that are on this mini cube. So this is a Rubik's cube. But this Rubik's Cube is comprised of 27 tinier cubes. So what other faces are on this cube? We have a red color and we have a green color. And what centers are we in between? We're in between orange and we're in between green. So we cannot just slide it in here. We need to move this piece to be in between the red and the green center. So we slide it over here. And now it's in between the green center and the red center. So now, since we just apply the rules that we already know, we slide it, since it's on the right side, we slide it to the left, slide it down, slide it back into place, and then we have this piece solved. So now what's the next piece? Orange and it's white. We can fit it here. It's orange and green. And this is orange and green, so it's exactly where it's supposed to be. So since it's on the left side, we slide it to the left. We slide it down, we slide it back up, and we slide it up. So now we got 2 diagonal pieces. Now we just need these 2 pieces. So we scan the cube. We have a bottom diagonal here. We have 2 bottom diagonals. We can honestly pick either one. So blue and orange. This one's already set. So what do? We slide it to the left. It's opposite of whatever its corner it's on. Bring it down, slide it back over, and bam. Now we just need this piece. So it's right here in between a red and a blue. So what do? We slide it over here. Now it's in between red and blue. And we slide it here, here, here. And now we have solved it. Now we have solved the white face. And we have to always check before we move on to the next step. Are our corners, are our spaces aligned? So we have the blue is the center and the top piece aligned. So blue, blue, perfect. Orange, orange, perfect. Green, green, perfect. Red, red, perfect. And one thing I also want you to notice is the top layer is also solved. So if you do this step correctly, the top layer should also be solved. So top layer plus the center is aligned. This bottom piece doesn't really matter yet, but the top layer is solved whenever you do this step. And another thing I want y'all to notice is that y'all didn't experience in this particular solve. Now let's say here, I'll just undo this solve real quick. So let's say this was in between blue and red. Let's say, let's just pretend this is blue and red. Let's just pretend this is blue, because these are the pieces for blue and red. And let's say I want to solve it here. If you were to put this piece in here, that would be perfectly fine, as long as it's in between the two centers it's supposed to be in. So if it's basically, it's just like overlapping a spot, that's perfectly fine. Just keep on solving it, following the rules until you get the whole face. So if you move a piece that's already in place, that's perfectly fine, as long as the side ones stay in place. If you move a diagonal piece, if you overlap it because it has the same colors, which means you could only place it here because this was blue and red, then that's perfectly fine. There's no problem with that. Just the other piece, what's going to happen is the other piece is going to slide somewhere else and you just have to put it back into place. But if you just keep doing it, it'll eventually solve itself. So now I'm just going to put it back in place. So yeah, just inspect. Before we move on to the next step, inspect that the top layer is solved and that they're aligned with the middle, the center, and this piece are perfect, which in this case they are. So now on to step 3.